Hey, welcome to the show. Thanks for listening. My name is Eric Music, and if you like the show or it has helped your business in any way, I invite you to please consider supporting the show by visiting the subscription boxshow.locals.com. There you're going to get exclusive content, exclusive videos, all kinds of fun stuff we do there with our community that is found nowhere else. And you can join for free, or you can consider supporting the show for as low as $5 a month. Thanks for checking it out. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show. Hey, what's up, everyone? Good morning. Man, these weeks just come in and go just like that, eh? Well, welcome here. If you're watching this later on, glad to have you along. Before we start, of course, we're going to do a little cheers. So get your cup of coffee, or it's later on. Cheers. This is, I'm not going to lie, it's not my first one. It's the second cup of the day, but here we go. Oh, it's good. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking outside here. It is a nasty day here today. I don't know what the temperature is, but it looks cold, and the wind is something else. So if you hear some stuff breaking or just howling, that's just the wind, and might be even some thunderstorms. It is nasty out there. Okay, so I want to get to a couple things here, and I was going to pull up my screens just to talk to you about. First of all, if you're off to SubSummit, good on you. Like, you guys are gonna be in a better place than here, because it is not cool here. But yeah, that starts tomorrow already. My goodness, these things come by. So tomorrow, June 1st, SubSummit is there. If you're not going in person, I would suggest to still go virtually. I'm going to be popping in and out of there as well virtually. I'm not too sure how much time I have, because, well, I'm not there in person anymore. So uh, yeah, did you know I was also supposed to do a live podcast episode there? That would have been so cool, where I was going to host a panel, probably some buddies that I've had on the show before. John Roman comes to mind. AC from Splendies comes to mind. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of people. Probably Olivia Canlis. She's Canadian. She would have been top choice, but listen, it is what it is. I'm not there, so I can't fly. Plain and simple. Okay, so what do we got here? If you have any questions while we're on this, make sure to pop in on the live chat and put those in there. Now, if you're not able to do the live chat, it's quite simple, because these live streams are free for everyone. So if you're not able to type, it's because you have to be a supporter to type. So you can view; they're free for anyone. But to participate in the live chat, you have to be a supporter. That starts at $5 a month. So I would appreciate that if you guys are doing that. You also have access to the live post-show exclusives. And merch. I keep talking about merch, but I don't know. I don't have anything like sweaters like this. I don't know if it's something you guys would like. Hoodies, tees, mugs, coffee mugs, beer steins, something like that. Let me know if you have any suggestions. I mean, there's these companies that keep reaching out to me, and I just never complete the profile because I haven't really had anybody say in the comments like, yeah, I would definitely, that'd be cool. If I become a supporter, I get access to this, but also get a shirt or something. Yeah, so you can actually, anyone can put in the comments below, those kind of things. So I want to talk about today about bootstrapping a business. And if you're just a newbie, excuse me, if you're new, you might be in the idea stage, or maybe you're pre-launch phase or just launched, and you're figuring out that like there's a lot to this business and it's overwhelming. And I feel you. I've been there. I'm sort of still there. We're still a small mom and pop shop. Essentially, it's just me and my wife. And yeah, it's difficult, right? Like, because you have this great idea, you want the world to see it, but you don't know maybe where to start for one. And if you have an idea where to start, you've listened to some episodes from the podcast, or maybe you've taken a program or course, but excuse me, at some point you need money, or it feels like you would need money, right, to grow this thing. So I'm just going to give you a couple of tips and tricks, maybe, that can help you kind of get off the ground. And the first one is building your audience. So assuming you've got a website, or all that stuff's out of the way, and if you have questions on those things, even like more early in the beginning stage, like the website and Instagram and your social profiles, shoot me a comment or an email. You can always email me, Eric at thesubscriptionboxshow.com. And I apologize again. I think I was on last Wednesday and I had a cold and it's still there. So still battling it. Um, Partly maybe because I was in arenas all weekend. We left Thursday morning for a hockey tournament in Regina, which is about 6.5 hours from here, I guess. And we've been in hockey arenas all weekend. I had two boys in these tournaments, and yeah. So, and I wore flip flops, which is probably not the smartest thing. But what was I saying? Yeah. So if you have any questions on the website stuff, like the really really early stuff, like before you even launch, pre-launch, let me know. But let's assume you're new, you're maybe just pre-launched or launched, and you're trying to get your idea now out there. And what are some ideas? Well, first of all, go back to the episodes. I don't know offhand what the episodes would be. As I'm talking, I'll try to find it here, but I do have episodes on that as well, for sure. I mean, there's 224 episodes today officially as today's episode launched. Yeah, Michael Vicker, procurement. So if you have just pause on what I was saying. If you have any product questions, which is probably a good one if you're in the pre-launch stage, Michael Vicker, he's out of Toronto, Canada, and he's got a company called Procurement. Mint, not ment. It's obviously a play on words, but we talk about product sourcing, private label products, overseas products, how everything kind of works, and I think that's pretty much the title of the show. Everything to do with products. So go and listen to that one. But yeah, there's literally an episode for everything. So I'm just gonna go back here and see what the episode number is. But um, growing a business is not easy, um, especially if you're bootstrapping it, and that's why I'm very passionate about that because I don't come from a wealthy background. I don't come. We come from a poor ass family, to be quite honest. Raised on a poor ass farm in a poor ass town. Like you think Canada, but it's not like not big city Canada. It's not Vancouver, Toronto. This is small town, and not small town like someone says, "Oh, I'm from a small town," and you have like 25,000 people. I'm talking about a small town where there's 200 people, and that was still 5 kilometers away. I lived where there was no one, um, and quite poor. Like the average, like even in our circle, we didn't do much. Like my parents, bless them, they worked their butts off and very humble life, but we had a very very small farm, and you can't make it with that. So they eventually actually had to sell it to a bigger farm. And my dad was a trucker, and he worked very hard, and he was away a lot. So yeah, I'm not saying this to be a sob story, but anyways, I know, I was never taught. If you listen to my first episode where I talk about myself, my story, um, I was never told that you could start a business and make it in business. And even to this day, being a business owner is very difficult to me because it would be just so much easier for someone to tell me what to do, because I'm a very hard worker, and sometimes I don't know how to use that drive and that motivation. Um, because I want to work hard. I just don't know where to work. But there's things you can do, is what I'm saying, even with no money to get into this thing. So, um, sorry, I'm rambling here as I'm kind of multitasking. Look, you know what I'll do is instead of doing this, I'm gonna put those into the Yeah, I'm looking at some past episodes here. Man, there's some good ones. Episode 12, Focus Friday, 3 steps to find your idea if you don't know, if you want to do something but you don't know. And then episode 15, how to research your idea. Um, how to reach out to suppliers, unlocking Facebook ads, power of networking. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna put the episode. I'm gonna find it and I'll put it in there. Maybe I see Junior you're on the live here. I don't know if you know the episode offhand, but one about bootstrapping and how to do it without much income. I don't know if you know the episode by heart. Junard, our great editor, he's the one who puts this all together. Thanks, buddy. I'm not too sure what time it is. It must be getting pretty late over there in the Philippines. Okay, cool. Also, let's find out, Junard, if this can be transitioned into a solo show for the actual podcast, right? We're gonna we talked about that on chat yesterday, but we'll see if it's doable. If it is, great. So, bootstrapping a business, what can you do? You've got your ideas launched, you've got a website, you've got your Instagram launched, but you've got no followers. You don't want to go down the rabbit hole of fake followers, which you don't. So what do you do? Well, the first and the easiest thing, well, it's not easy, but the first thing is you want to start creating some content, I would say. And how do you do that? Well, I would start giving some boxes to some influencers. Start doing some research. Just good old sweat equity, and find some influencers in your niche that you'd be able to utilize to do maybe an unboxing, or some kind of like promo giveaway with you. And you're doing two things there. You're getting your box instant credibility, and you're getting them to do the um, the creative, so you can use that unboxing, turn it into a viral giveaway ad, or if you don't. And if you, I'm not talking about spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on Facebook ads, but you can still do Facebook ads for like, that's going to be worth it, probably at around $20-25 a day. So if you have, you know, what's that come to, like a budget of $500 a month you can put aside even, or something, right? Like, let's see what that, let me just bring up my calculator here. If you got 500 divided by 31 days, 16. So you might need a little bit more, but even if you would start with that 15 and see where that brings you, and just, um, you don't need to know anything about Facebook ads really to start off. You just need to put it onto a broad setting. And I don't want to get into detail, but my point is to get your creative, find an influencer in your niche, and then what you can do is ask them to do, you'll give them the box, and then they can put together a little unboxing and tell them how long you want the video, right? Because we've actually done somewhere, it's a beautiful video, it's great, but it's 2.5 minutes long. Can't really use it much for anything, but it is, tell them, you want it 30 seconds or a minute, and that way you can repurpose it and do it with a couple, so you'll have, you see what kind of style you like. And I'll tell you right now, you don't need to go for an influencer with 100,000 or 200,000 follows or views. But it could be as simple as like, they have 5,000, 10,000. They have more than you. Excuse me, my goodness, my cold is. I'm really struggling here. Okay, so find those, send them a box, and then it doesn't have to be contractorial. Contractorial, I don't know if that's a word, but it doesn't have to be through a contract. Just tell them what you want, and hop on a call with them. I find that's always the best way. If the most people, I'll tell you right now, they want to. Okay, hold on, I gotta go blow my nose here. This is ridiculous. And we're back. Yes, sorry about that. I really had to blow my nose. I was choking here. Okay, so what was I saying? The budget. So find someone that has maybe 5, 10,000 people. Tell them what you want. Doesn't have to be crazy contract. Just say, let's do a 30-second video. And if you want, like, go to, you want to know what kind of video would work in your niche, go to Facebook Ads Library, free resource. Literally go into your browser and put in Facebook space library. Click enter. It's going to bring you to Facebook's library of ads. And then in those, select your country or your whatever you want to go. And then you select what kind of ads, and just put all, and then type in the business name. So let's say your niche for us would be bump box. I want to see what bump box is doing. I put in bump boxes, hit enter. It's going to show me all of their videos, every single one of their ads that they currently have on right now. And why is that good? Because you can see how long they've been running. So if it's been running for 3 months, it's been working. If it's there, it's most likely an ad that's running, that's working for them. So you know what kind of ads are working out there in your niche. Okay, so you don't have to copy them, but you have a pretty good idea, seeing 10 of them, what's been working in your niche. They're obviously a big company. For me, anyways, that's our biggest competitor. So okay, these are the type of videos that our ideal customer is clicking on. Great. So that's a free resource you can do. Now, once you got that video, you can do a couple things with it. I would suggest strongly that you put a Facebook ad and not a boost. And if you need help with that, let me know. But you want to put together a Facebook ad. It's different than boosting. Okay. So you don't want to just post that video and then start boosting it. I mean, you can try that, but I'd suggest you're going to burn your money. You need to go into the business ads manager and set up an actual ad with the Facebook pixel, blah, blah, blah. We're going down a rabbit hole. I don't want to get too far in. So it's easier than you think, and I can help you with that. Just send me an email if you need. Now, the other thing you can do with it, though, that's exciting, is you do a viral giveaway. So partner with every influencer you do these things with, and do a giveaway. So maybe you're going to give away a box, I don't know, and it doesn't have to be a 3 or 6 month subscription, because it's going to start costing you a lot, as you're going to do this with a lot of influencers. But do a free box, and make sure that they have to follow both parties, right? So on Instagram, you see these all the time. I mean, it's nothing new. They follow both parties, and they have to tag maybe 3 people. and then those 3 people have to follow. So then you can kind of see maybe a giveaway, you'll get another in the beginning, just another 50 followers. And then as you start partnering with different boxes, you'll find some that'll do 30 followers, some will do 300 followers. And that's how you can, have yourself a goal. I'm going to partner with 10 influencers this month or 25 influencers. Depends how aggressive you want to be. But these are things you can, everyone can do. And put when you're starting off and you only have 15 members, and you're budgeting for products, we'll budget in for those additional 20 or 30 boxes for influencers as well. And it's a basically a free way, other than your cost of goods, to instantly get some excitement and some viral giveaways. Now, those are for like a contest giveaways. You can also do like a bigger giveaway, um, where maybe it's a 6-month kind of thing, and then you're partnering with a bunch of your suppliers. So use your suppliers as well. So you have I don't know, company X put in a product in your box. I'm trying to look for something around, Um, well, ask them if you can do a video. So one of our close suppliers, we do giveaways with them, and it works really well because they also have a bigger audience. So then when they're pushing it, it's gonna and they'll say you'll say, well, they would never do that because I only have 5 subscribers or 15. Well, they will do it because it's advantageous for them. The more you grow, the more you're gonna buy their product. Okay, and the best thing you could do though to instantly have credibility is to have a good working website. And this is kind of like my jam. You want to have a CRO, conversion rate optimization website, that is ready to roll. Okay. You don't want your company X that you're trying to partner with or your influencer to go to your website and think that this was made by a hack. Like this was a hack job and it's no credibility. So what can you do to have a credible website? Well, again, I do free consults on this, but if you're a supporter, but if you don't know what it looks like, go to websites that you know are credible, that work. Go to our website. Go check out other websites in your niche. Again, studying your competition is not a bad thing, and you don't want to copy them, but look for flaws in them. Subscribe to their email newsletter and find out what kind of emails they put through. um, Go through their checkout stage and see what was smooth and what could have been done better, and then apply that to your own. Okay. And I think those are just ways where you're not copying them. You're trying to see what they're doing right, and you can apply that to your own business and see what they're lacking. And then you can improve on that. So then when someone's going to your business that you've pulled from them, through however you're doing it, you're able to, wow your customer, like, oh, this is a lot smoother. So these are just little things you need to have in check before you start really trying to grow too aggressively. And when you're bootstrapped, you got to go slow anyways because there's not a lot of money in the bank to, get all these things in place. So first off, I would say slowly build an email list with these little giveaways while you're working on your website, and really make sure your website is there. Because I'll tell you one thing: if you can do all these other things, and if your website's not ready to convert, there's a lot of issues there. You're going to have a lot of problems. And there's actually people who do free, other than myself, free consults on websites. We just found a guy on LinkedIn that does one. So we have to look at it later after this. He went through our website. It's like a 28-minute video where he breaks down. He's a SEO expert. Breaks down where things could be done better. And why is that key? Well, because they know this is what they do. Like people will act a certain way on a website depending if it's too wordy, if it's the value proposition is not clear enough. And one of the big mistakes you all do when you first start is you try to write down everything about your business, and it's just too wordy. It's like big chunks of paragraphs and words, and people just bounce immediately. So you have to have like a popping image, or people want to show their box, right? So you're gonna show like the outside of the box. Well, you need to show what's inside of the box. Anyways, so as you're working on your audience or your email list, make sure you're also always working on your website, and that's going to be tweaking and changed all the time. Okay, so what else works for a bootstrap business in 2022? Like right now, I find is a great offer. And I know I kind of like vent on this a lot, but a great offer goes a long way, and it doesn't have to be a crazy expensive thing, but it has to be something that people will see a value in. I'm trying to use an example here other than the ones I've already used. So what would get you, so it's difficult, we know, right, to get someone to subscribe to a subscription box. It's easy to sell, um you know I don't know, a one off. What am I trying to look for? Something as an example here? I need a new calculator. I go on Amazon, look for calculator, and I buy a calculator. Okay. Now, what if I see an ad pop up on my Facebook feed for a subscription box to a calculator company? I know this is a horrible example, but so it's going to be a lot more difficult. Oh, this looks cool. Look, they got a calculator, and I get calculator stuff or math stuff every month. It's going to be a lot more difficult out of the blue when I'm looking for a calculator to see an ad on like a math box to get me to subscribe, right? So what would get my attention? Well, maybe I subscribe. I see that the calculator is free for these guys. Oh, I was looking for a calculator. Now this guy's offering me a free calculator. But what's this box here? I never really thought about a subscription about math or calculators. But then I click on the ad, brings me to the website, and I see it's a great laid out website. There's a great offer for this wicked calculator that's worth X amount of dollars if I subscribe to a 6 or 12 month or whatever plan, 3-month plan, whatever. And then I find out that there's a ton of different value that I could actually use. Anyways, my point is that the offer is not necessarily the subscription that got my attention. It's the offer. And often that's what we're finding now is that it's not necessarily your actual subscription box that's getting them. It's that offer that's kind of luring them in. They want that free thing, but then they also find that they might actually also want the box. But the offer is going to be so good and so valuable to them. Again, not to be necessarily the highest price thing, but the value of like the apparent value of this free offer is so valuable to them that they're willing to take a chance on the subscription box, and like they're looking at all the stuff, and it makes sense that this is actually something that I would really need as well. So the luring of the free offer is almost too good. They're almost gonna subscribe just for that free gift. So think about your box. I know you guys think you can't afford that sometimes, and what happens is you put like 10% off if you subscribe to your email newsletter. Well, when's the last time you did that? Like I don't. So another great way to drive traffic to your site outside of ads, which you will need, is SEO. So let's just briefly talk. I got 6 minutes left on SEO. So you need to drive traffic. The number one way to do that is to be findable. So think of your own shopping experience. If you're looking for something, let's use calculators again. And I apologize, that's a brutal example. But I'm going to look under Google. I'm going to go to Google, or maybe I'm going to search. In this case, it's product. It's a pretty specific product. I might actually search this on Amazon. But I'm also just do a quick Google search on calculators. What's the best calculator right now? So what do? You go to Google and you put in the Google bar, calculators, or maybe a specific type, but you most likely something pretty broad, right? Well, how do you get to that top of the page? Well, let me break the bad news to you. You're not going to get to the top of the page anymore. It's 2022. They are paid for. Top 3 spots for sure, maybe 5 are done. But if you can at least get on that first page, I would venture to say you'll never get to those first 3, 4, maybe 5 spots. But if you can get to that first page where it's at least visible there, um, the first 2 or 3 are going to be sponsored, right? There's going to be a paid ad. I don't even look at those anymore because I know they're sponsored. I actually usually jump to number 4, 5, 6 now. Why? Because you want something that's more organic, that's not been paid for by some big company that has nothing, sometimes little to do with what you're actually searching for. Correct? So how do you get there? Well, same way you did it with your influencers, you're going to start doing it with bloggers and writers. So you have to do the hard work of finding people that write in your niche and find them. It does 2 things. For one, when they write about you and they write backlinks for your website, it's going to be incredibly valuable for your SEO rankings. Okay, so let's say and what you do is you start local. So think of your own province, your own city, your own state, your own country, and look at the news outlets, radio, TV, and newspaper, digital or physical, in your first 50 kilometers, and keep going out that way, and they're going to start writing stuff, and their stuff is going to help your SEO because they are ranked as a credible website, and the backlink helps you. So that's number one. But number two, what it does is now on your actual website, you can put featured in CTV news, featured in global news, featured in whatever your local, CKHA, local Cleveland, or whatever the thing is. So, and that adds instant street cred, right? And it doesn't matter if you're someone that pops into your website from California. If you see that they've been on the local radio station in Baltimore. Well, those ads, it all adds credibility. Another thing you want to instantly do for your credibility is also, and I know I'm jumping all over the place, but as the ideas come in, is you need to have testimonials, and preferably a testimonial with a picture. And I know that's something we don't have on our site. We have to fix because we just have testimonials. And if you can have their, let's say they leave you a testimonial on Instagram, well, have at least their handle there, like at Melissa Johnson, whatever, 83, like, because if it's just a testimonial from Melissa from, Canton, well, you don't know if it's fake or not. But if it has like a picture, a picture and a handle, that's very valuable. So you have to ask them for that. But anyways, I'm going off the rails here. But yeah, for SEO, same idea. The cheapest way to do it is to write articles yourself and have them on your site. Yes, that helps. But even more so, you want to really amplify your SEO power. Reach out to bloggers, a lot of bloggers, and you're going to get a lot of nothing responses. I'm going to tell you right now. So you need to reach out to a lot of them. It's kind of like the networking rule, though, that I once heard. I don't know how accurate it is, but it seems pretty darn accurate for me and everything that I've done. The business rule is this: for every 10 people you reach out to, you're going to get 2 yeses, 2 nos, 2 for sure yeses, 2 for sure nos, and 6 maybes. And that's what you do with those maybes that really help amplify you. But so if you want, think of that. If you want 10 people, how many people do you already reach out to? Right? Yeah, reach out to 50. You want 100, whatever. So on and on. So, I mean, yeah, if you reach out to 1,000 people, how many is that? Right? So it's just so you know, like this is a lot of work, and a lot of people don't respond to you, and it's frustrating. A trick on reaching out, whether influencer or blogger. So if you're looking to do those kind of things, keep it short. You need to have some kind of attention grabbing headline, but that's not too salesy. That's gonna not even get them to open it. Something like even collaborate, like, and I test things all the time, and I'm not perfect. That's why I only get 2 yeses out of my 10. But it's kind of like sometimes I'll try like partnership collaboration, and I'll try maybe even put their name on there so I don't hit the spam. So maybe it's gonna be something like, "Hey Johnny, read your article, and I got a question for you." Or and then it's like, "Oh, what's the question?" Right? Like, it's not clickbait, but it sort of is. And then when it gets in there, I keep it really short. "Hey Johnny, read your article on global news. Fantastic. I loved what you said about this." And I just quickly point that out. And I do. It's, again, a lot of work. And then I'll say, "But hey, listen, I think it'd be a great fit for us to partner together, do some kind of giveaway." Or, "Hey, I think it'd be a great. I think you'd have a great story on us. We're a local company right here in the Manitoba area, and I know you a lot of your articles seem to be about like the local flavor on business, and I just thought we'd be a great fit. Just so you know, this is we're a Canadian subscription box that helps support other local makers and small businesses. But if you want more on that, you can just go to our website here. You can call me or email me back directly. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks in advance." Like, quick and short. You don't want to give them a whole, like, puking a big thing. So I got 40 seconds left. I hope this has kind of helped, and I hope we can transition this into an episode now. Okay. Yeah, so bootstrapping is not easy. You're gonna have to do a lot of groundwork and a lot of this kind of stuff, researching and finding people to help you out, and use their existing audiences to help boost yours. So I hope that helped. And then we could talk about maybe viral giveaways and tools that exist for that in a future episode. We have a ton of those as well. So go back in the library of episodes, and I'm sure you can find everything you need. Let me know if you have any other questions.